Camera up there.
No, I'm going to put the screen. Hello, I'm Elliot. This is Nick from the Northern Kings. We're going to be going through the first game from Adepticon, which was Nick versus Jeff
Swann.
Did know that. It was streamed live, which was brilliant to watch. I was sat watching. It was quite a good time for us actually. We were sat because you were a bit behind. Mm-hmm. So I was getting all the good morning messages while I was sat on a nice Saturday afternoon watching games from across the sea. Just before we start, because I'm not going to do it at the end because you'll all leave by then, so I'm going to do a shout out for our tournament which is coming up. So the Northern Kings are running a weekend singles tournament on the 1st and 2nd of June at Element Games in Stockport. It's 2,000 points. You get both of your lunches included and a hot evening meal as well. There's not much more to say about it. It's called A Tale of One Kingdoms, and if you go on the Facebook page you can find it on there. We've already got quite a lot of sign-ups, which is brilliant. But yeah, come along. Think of all the sweet ranking points for a weekend tournament. It'll be great. I was looking at 4-foot snakes and how much tournament points they had on.
Yeah,
it's a big difference.
It's a lot.
I came 7th at 4-foot snake, I think, and I got more for that than coming first at our last 20 events. But there we are. But there was 40 players at 4-foot snake, so actually, it's a big achievement. It's that I was happy with that. So we're gonna dive in now. I've done my plug.
You've done your plug.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Yep. So we're going to go through our list first of all. So this was a challenge game between myself and Jeff Swann. Now, for history's sake, me and Jeff have faced each other twice in the past. Before this game, anyway. Once was a draw in my favour, and once was a draw in Jeff's favour. The good thing about the first one is that this was actually at Lady the Lake, the first time that went over to the US. And for my first game, I had a challenge game against Todd Serpico, where we were fighting for the Colonials versus the Empire trophy. And we duly reported our results of the first game, which was a draw. So Chris Kapsner was not happy with that. But then going into the
rewrite history, it was a draw.
But then going into the final, because he could have given it to either of us with a draw. But then going into the final round, it was me versus Jeff Swann.
Yeah. So.
We duly reported our results in, which was a draw again.
Yeah, I like it. So, go back to the War of Independence. Actually, it was a draw.
Yeah.
Nobody won. It was all okay. Who knew?
Exactly. Yeah. So let's go through the lists first of all. So I've got mine on my phone here, and Elliot's got Jeff's up on his laptop there. So I was taking over because this was my brand new arm that I built for Adepticon in 2-3 weeks. It's fine. It's it was a bit slow for me.
How many games have you had with this list before?
0.
Yeah.
0 games with this.
I mean, I should point out you have played Ogres before.
I have.
You were playing Ogres when I very first met you.
But that was an incredibly different list.
Yeah, in different rules.
Yeah, and it
was before the Clash Kings.
Before Clash of Kings, so it was
2015. Sort of thing when I first started.
Yeah. So it wasn't far off. Almost a completely different edition,
and very different meta, very different.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at some of the stuff that Jeff takes, some of it didn't exist, and a list like that didn't exist at all.
Well, some of the stuff that I've taken here didn't exist. So
yeah, effectively a new army for you. Not to show off, not to spoil the result, but
it was a display of incredible tactical genius. Yeah. So anyway, I have in my army, a horde of warriors with the brewer's strength to take them to crushing 2. I have siege breakers with the dwarven ale, giving them headstrong. A horde of boomers with the chant of hate for vicious, and another one with blessing of the gods for elite. So that was a double team of 2 boomer hordes there. I got 2 regiments of chariots, then a warlord on chariot with the banner of the griffin, a boomer sergeant, a mounted red goblin bigot, and Gorokka Gamok, who is just...
You like him, don't you?
Oh, he's amazing. I love him so much.
And you're going through a list and you kept going, no rocking it, and you throw the list out and go, right, start again. I've never done someone but write a list and start with Grok.
Yeah.
And build from that.
He is amazing.
What can stand around Grok?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a better warrior horde than himself.
Oh yeah.
He is pretty
very dicey though. That's the thing. Is
he can swing, can't he?
Yeah.
It's hilarious how many times Grok's gone to my flank or something. It's like, well, that's dead. Oh, he's not dead.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's the blast, isn't it? The blast can...
Yeah.
If he doesn't get the hits, but then if he does get the hits...
Yeah. I've had him, get 15 hits out of...
I mean, is it worth mentioning what he does, in case anyone doesn't know?
Yep, so Grok Gamok has 7 attacks that hit on 3s, but those attacks are Blast D3.
Yeah, and he's crushing
3.
3, yeah. Has he got a lead or anything like that?
No.
No, so he's dicey.
Yeah.
But he's not really.
But I think on average dice, he's actually the same damage output as a Warrior Horde.
Yeah.
But...
He has a potential of, what, 21?
Yeah.
21 damage.
And if you can...
It's not unfeasible to get all that.
Yeah. If you can get...
and he's nimble, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and small base, so it fits in everywhere. But if you can get him into a flank, okay, so a Warrior Horde into a flank of anything is nasty business. But he'll one shot pretty much anything.
He's
in
also
the game.
much easier to get into a flank, as you say, because he's a small 40mm base, long nimble, speed 6 is not to slouch at. And like I said, he clips on very nicely, doesn't he, to other units, and he's good.
And you can keep him a bit further back in between your units.
Yeah.
And the other really useful thing is because he's on 40mm base, you can have your units 40mm apart, and then flyers can't fit in to hit him first.
I like it. He's also wonderful with the corkscrew.
Yes.
Because he's a square base, he can very easily do things like that. And I've seen people caught out by that quite a lot of times.
The other thing that I've got is the Hell on Wheels formation, which gives the Warlord rallying 1. And so because I've given him Banner Griffin as well, makes him rallying 2, which takes the chariots to a nerve of 15-17 if he's with them, which is fantastic.
Effectively cheap Warrior Hordes again, but with the speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a nice list. I like it. The double Boomer Horde is I was just saying it's it's the delete button. It's every now and again for certain things that you need.
Especially paired with the Boomer Sergeant, who's we need to refer to him properly. He's Sergeant.
So yeah, I like that combination a lot. I think the Boomer Sergeant actually just tips it over to really dangerous territory. Don't get me wrong, 2 Boomer Hordes is scary. Yeah. But there's things that can survive that. Like large infantry hordes will probably survive that until you tip in just like 2 or 3 more points of damage from the Boomer Sergeant. And
it's useful just to tap something that survived
well that's it, yeah.
And they can unload on something else.
It's a real shame to have to give a whole Boomer Horde over to do 2 points of damage.
Absolutely.
When he could just come in and just really get something out of it.
Nerve test on you. Nerve test on you.
And again, he's numbered as well, so he can go full 360 and then 6 inches and bring on someone.
He's scoring, he can capture objectives, he can carry loot.
You've got a lot. I think you've only got 1 non-scoring unit, which is your biggest. Yeah.
It's a good thing about Ogres is there's just so many scoring units.
Where are your blasters? You're not getting blasters in there?
No, I don't have any blasters.
Oh, do you not like damaging your own units for no gain?
No, I don't. Especially in an army that can't really suffer casualties. No.
There was none.
Yeah, I wish I could fit him in. He's really useful. And what I found over the weekend is this list is incredibly light on inspiring.
Yeah. Actually, we got. Is it just
only 2?
2.
The Warlord and Grok Gamok. Now, Grok Gamok is, I think, is very inspiring. Pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
But even so, he you have the opportunity to send him off on his own. He's off in flanks. Well, suddenly you've got no inspiring left on the rest of your army, and I did find that was a problem over the weekend.
It's one of the things actually I've exploited against Ogres before. Is and you're saying everything's scoring. It's one of my things I've learnt with Ogres is don't focus on the big scary things. Take out the characters.
Yeah.
Take out Nom, because Nom is very, very good. But take out the characters soon, because one, they'll grab all the tokens at the end of the game and win it for you. But as soon as they lose inspiring, they're actually almost quite squishy. I mean,
they're very vulnerable to a fluky nerve roll at that point.
They are. I mean, even your siege breakers, especially, because if you're taking characters out, you're more likely to be able to get around the back of things and negate that big shield.
Yeah,
so that's really useful.
And they don't have much manoeuvrability, so once you take out the characters, those warrior hordes are locked in. You're not sending them off to capture objectives. So if you can take out the characters, then lock the hordes in. They're not.
How did you find flyers over the weekend? Because that seems to be the biggest sort of worry of Ogre players. Is usually they can't stop flyers.
I didn't really encounter them that much. There was the one in this game, which
because I always thought boomers would do well with them, but then I hear a lot of other players telling me that flyers are their big nemesis.
So I didn't. So in fact, Jeff's flyer here was the only one that I faced. I mean, I faced Pazuzu and some gargoyles, but
everyone struggles with Pazuzu.
Yeah.
The best card for Pazuzu was another Pazuzu.
Yeah.
That's usually the answer, yeah.
Well, if I could have positioned the ogres a bit better in that game, then I might have been able to get the boomers off on them, but I didn't. No. So, yeah.
If Pazuzu's getting shot by boomers, he's done something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Basically, yeah. Right, so
let's go through Jeff's list.
So Jeff's using Forces of Nature, which is the list I...
Really beautiful armies.
It is.
Did he win Best Painted? I think he did, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I've not seen, but I've seen.
He was
definitely up there in contention.
He was, yeah, because they whittled it down to some finalists for people to vote on, and he was in the finalists.
Yeah, I mean, you probably will have seen his Beast of Nature on Fanatics, which was the Mantic Dragon, and that's an absolutely beautiful model. Is that's the best I've seen the Mantic Dragon look. Mm-hmm. He's gone for a style there, which I think that you and Paul Walsh do very well, which is almost realism. That it's lived in fantasy, that actually it looks like that thing could really exist, which is a style I really enjoy. And he's made the quite cartoony looking Mantic Dragon into something really quite scary, actually. It's a really menacing model. But so his list is, it's a horde of Naiad Ensnarers with nothing on them, horde of Salamanders with nothing on them, a horde of Earth Elementals with the Amulet of Thorns for Phalanx, which I really like that combination, actually.
Yeah, Phalanx on Defence 6 is really useful.
There's not a lot that has the crushing 3 or 4. Often when you get in crushing, towards that sort of level of getting them on 2s, it's because of a lot of Thunderous. And especially with the rise in things like Chariot Hordes, we're seeing a lot of, especially over in America.
Which I'm sure that this is in response to that really in his local meta.
I mean, it'd be hilarious. I want to see a Stampede run into that.
Stampede's still pretty nasty, even...
Well, no, it's 5s. It's 30 attacks on 4s and 5s is better than 4s and 2s.
Yeah, there's that.
I'll take that. Knuckers. It stops Knuckers. Thunderous 3. Knuckers are good now.
Yeah.
Thunderous 3. They only lose 1 Thunderous when they're hindered. A horde of Elementals, Earth Elementals with nothing on them. Druid mounted with Shroud of the Saint for a total of heal 5. Keris, I love Keris. Keris is the reason I've got a Force of Nature army. Kev Honeyset, the very first Clash of Kings I went to, Clash of Kings 16, shot my Varangur Chimera down for 4 turns in a row with Keris. So instead of rage quitting, I just got my own.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
you don't see. Is it him or a her?
Him is a Keris, and then you don't share lots of.
See him very much, and I think that's a big mistake.
It is a massive mistake. Keris is excellent.
It's 160. It's expensive. Fair enough.
It's expensive, but I see so many people tooling their druids out to get to that point level anyway.
Yeah,
and Keris would do it better.
Yeah, and just the ability for a 50-50 shot of your enemy's key unit.
Yeah.
Out of the game for itself.
I mean, my issue with Keris, the reason I don't use Keris, is you find yourself using the Keris crutch, where you're relying on Keris to do things,
right?
And that's the problem. So you become a worse player, I found, because it's like this will go terribly unless Keris comes off, and that's not a particularly good way to play. Because on average, you'll win 50% of your games doing it that way. But actually, I mean, he's the best Surge caster Nature get. He's got Surge 8 rather than 7. He's got Heal 1, which I've used. Why not sometimes? Landing Bolt 2, use it. 5 or 7 is okay. The Solar Staff is just wonderful.
Yeah.
You can all blame me, all your undead players. I'm sorry for asking the Rules Committee how it works with Surge. Because it's even funnier, because you can't use Surge into combat. It counts as a charge. Yeah, it really is good actually. Keris is a point of nerve higher, 2 points higher than a druid, which actually is really useful for that inspiring cells which nature lack sometimes.
Well, yeah, you tap a druid and it's gone. Whereas a 12-14 individual, it's not an insignificant amount of force that you need to put into it.
Not at all, and it's the fact. I mean, for those that don't know the rest of the Solar Staff, it's 24-inch range. It's a spell, doesn't take any cover benefits from it. On a 4+, you're disordered and you can't charge.
Yeah.
Which is huge. You can't fly because you're disordered, but you can't charge. You can't shoot because you're disordered. You can literally... I refer to Keris as the fun police. All of the fun things you might want to do, Keris just says no. You're not doing the fun thing. It's not for you.
No. No. Well, it's... Is it a no? It's a no for you.
It's a no this time.
Is it a no? It's not for you. You're okay. You can have fun.
Yeah. The pair of us took Kerry's to a double song, didn't we, Nancy? It was a fun list. It was meant to be a fun list. And it was an Avatar of the Fowler, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we just kept it down the inside.
It got down our flank because we'd been massively outplayed and couldn't do anything about it. I thought, Kerry's will fix it. And Kerry's fixed it for the whole game while we just ignored our stupid mistake and watched the Irish just deal with his arm while Kerry's went, no, still no. Carry on being no. I think he was about 5 turns into a row.
It was ridiculous.
And they failed one of it when it was lost because it was his Avatar just wiped our whole line. It's like, should we turn around? Yeah, Kerry's will deal with it. Kerry's will fix the problem.
Well, yeah, we were really struggling in that game, but that was our saving grace.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was. And we didn't deserve it. We won, but we didn't deserve to win. Not at all. If somebody gets an Avatar of the Father down your flank, they deserve to have that win.
Yeah.
We took it away. Sorry, left. Yeah. So he's got a greater Earth Elemental, and he's got a greater Air Elemental, which is the new one that's on.
Never see that one.
I really like these. I struggled to fit these into my list just because of the unlocks and all this sort of stuff, but I want to like them. So they have Fly, Wind Blast 6, and Lightning Bolt 3. That's
a really good decision. Is the difference between them? Jeff was umming and ahhing throughout our game which one to use, and
for 190 points for that monster, it's a really. I mean, they're also they've got 8 attacks. It's on a defense 4, but it's fearless 18. And you
defense 4, fearless 18
you can't ignore it.
No. It's still crushing strength as well, which is
crushing 3. I think.
Crushing 2.
Yeah. But no, they're a really nice combination, those two. He's got a Hydra, which I love the Hydras. Again, I really struggle to take them because of unlocks in nature, which actually Jeff's not suffering with here because he's got the 4 hordes.
Yeah.
So he can get all these things in. But for 130 points for Defense 5, 15, 17, even if the Hydra didn't have a special rule, it would still be a good little unit.
And it's the threat of it as well, because people, you'll see in this game, but there was moments where I could have charged the Hydra and said, you know what, I'm not going to break it in one turn, so I'm just going to sit here, I'm just not going to do anything.
And actually, against you, the Hydra comes into its own because you can't shoot it. Because if you shoot it, it gets better.
Yeah.
Because like I say, you're not going to kill it in one go. So if you shoot it, it's getting probably 2 turns of combat and you get buffed. He's got a horde of woodland creatures with wings and a hammer of measured force.
Oh, that's a genius. That is genius.
I love that. I love that unit.
So 30 attacks hitting on 5s, but always running on 4s.
And Pathfinder. So and vicious.
And a threat range of 14. Yeah. It doesn't sound like it should be much, but it's scary.
It's just wonderful. They're a really nice little unit, the woodland critters. And he's got a Worm Rider Centurion with the Staying Stone, which I really like. I've been liking the Centurions with the Dark Onyx Ring, so regen 3+. But the Staying Stone I think is a nice idea on there, because bringing your wave value up to 14 it's at that point where it's very unlikely that some of your smaller things, your monsters, are going to hit you in one go. So you get your regens worth, basically. I think it's a really point efficient unit, is the Centurion.
Yeah.
I was delighted when it came over from Trident Realms. It's a shameless money and model selling strategy, but it works for me. But no, I think it adds something to nature that they didn't have. The nature stuff are all excellent, but they're all quite pricey.
Yeah.
For the speed, anyway. So it's big speed 9. It's basically a mini beast of nature. That doesn't get all the other tools and tricks and fun. So no, I like Jeffus a lot.
The other thing that he's got is the Bold Guard formation.
Oh yes, so that gives Iron Resolve, I believe, to the.
So that just means don't bother trying to ping little bits of damage on it.
Yeah. What do you think of Bold Guard? 30 points.
30 points for Iron Resolve on.
Some 3 units though.
I like it. But what I was just saying, it's really useful because against those sort of big horde defense 6 units, you think, I'm going to chip a couple of points of damage off with this lightning bolt or whatever, because that is going to help me later in the game. But if it's got Iron Resolve, you just, there's no point, because I'm only going to do 1 damage and it's not going to kill it.
I think if I was going to include it, I would pair it with more heal than he has in the list. He only has heal 5 and 1 with Keris, but if you're healing with Keris and not Solar Staffing, you're doing something wrong. But if you've got points, Well, I mean, personally, third surprise for me would be Brewer Strength on the Salamander Horde, because that is a tin opener.
Yeah.
Automatically is that, and I just love Salamander Hordes and Brewer Strength. Just nothing survives them. Just wonderful. Right, should we actually watch the game?
So, the scenario we're playing is Raise. In this scenario, you have one central objective marker, and then you each place 3 objective markers on your opponent's side of the board. And then from turn 2, what you can do is if you control any of those objective markers, you can take them off.
Yeah,
and they're
only on your
yours to
opponent's
keep.
side, not your own.
On your opponent's side, yeah. So the idea is that you keep your opponent off the ones on your side, but then you try and grab the ones on their side. But it's a really interesting scenario because it's scored throughout the game, so you're always pushing for something. It's not that last turn rush for the objectives.
It's a really interesting scenario. I like it. It completely changes around how the games are played. I found so far that it's almost always come down to the middle.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it does mean that the game has looked different because of it, because there's a lot more toing and throwing and moving around than you might see otherwise. But I can imagine there'll be certain opponents and certain armies that will just sit and hold their own tokens and won't be able to go and grab it. But again, that'll come down to the middle. So it's this thing of there's not many armies that can hold their own tokens and have the strength to go grab somebody else's and hold, but it's an interesting scenario. I do like it. How did you feel your army worked for this one then?
It's tough. The problem with my army is that I can't spread it out. So if my opponent spreads out their objectives, which is what Jeff's done here, I can't stop him from claiming them. And so I have to make sure that I'm going right on the offensive and grabbing all of the objectives on his side of the board, or as many of them as I can. And I think in this particular scenario, I actually ended up giving up 2 objectives fairly easily to Jeff.
I'm just looking at Jeff. Not got a beast of nature.
He's not got a beast of nature.
Jeff, you're doing it wrong. Where's your beast of nature? So, sorry, I take it back. So, I'm guessing his beautiful beast of nature was a beautiful air elemental.
It was a beautiful air elemental.
Sorry, Jeff, you're doing it wrong. But you 30 points spent on your boulder guard could have upgraded your air elemental to a beast of nature. It's 240 for us, so you need 10 more points. It's 240 for a tooled out beast of nature.
I don't know, for this 190, it's still a very good buy.
It is, but 240 for a beast of nature is an incredible buy. Sorry, I'm a little bit. I have impure thoughts about beasts of nature. They're wonderful, wonderful units.
Well,
yeah. There was a very interesting question in Fanatics about what your top 3 units might be, and I put the beast of nature as my top
3.
Probably my top unit, I think. In terms of points to what it does, I think it's just excellent. I don't think it's broken, but I think it's very, very on the tip.
I think the only one.
Swiss Army knife unit.
The only unit I think in the game that is more points efficient than the Beast of Nature is the Brotherhood one.
The flyer, the 200 point.
No, the monster, the Forsaken Beast.
Oh yes, yeah. Which is the same thing as the Swiss Army knife unit. It can be whatever you need it to be. So there's no wasted points. Is the point, and that's why it's so efficient, so useful. So yes, I'm sorry, I asked you a question. I'm totally ignored. Got far too excited about that.
But with this scenario, so
to
come back to the scenario,
can't spread out.
Yeah, I can't spread out at all. So I have to. I've said it before that when I walk up to a game table, what I say is I work out in my head. I'm going to capture that objective, that objective, that objective, and that one. That will be enough to win me the game. I'm not even going to look at the other 3 objectives on the board. Now,
it's interesting because I agree with you. I think that's a very good way to approach it. But this scenario doesn't really encourage that, does it? Because you almost can't ignore it because it's going to come down to the middle one, and if you've sort of fought in the draw there.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I think Jeff's list. This is a good scenario for him. He's got plenty of units that are fast. It seems like his Centurion is an excellent one for nabbing a token that you're going to ignore, effectively.
It's
a lot of
air elemental as well is really good for that. And if you can get down the flank untouched, then suddenly it's in its prime position, which is flanking things. And the other thing that I really like about this scenario is that a lot of the scenarios that I see that score throughout the game, you can have situations where the first player to start scoring can get such a massive lead that it becomes impossible to catch up. But the interesting thing about the scenario is that because there's only 3 objectives on either side, there's only so far forward that you can get.
I mean, this is sort of a natural evolution, isn't it, of the Class 17 scenario, which did exactly that. I remember when we were playing it and playtesting, our worry was you could be at turn 4 and the game could be unwinnable.
Yeah.
By that stage, physically, you didn't have enough units, or there was just no way you could physically catch up.
Yeah.
Which is a shame for everyone, I think, but I don't think
it's
nice. There's plenty of games where in reality, you've lost it by turn 4.
Yeah, but there's always that Hail Mary chance. There's always that Hail Mary chance of, if I take out enough of his scoring units, I can actually capture the objectives.
Yeah.
Whereas if they've already scored those points, it doesn't matter if you take out their scoring units.
No, there's literally nothing to play for.
Yeah. So let's talk about the deployment a little bit, shall we? Because it's already well into the deployment now. So on my side of the board, I'm on the left-hand side of the board. Jeff is on the right. I've put my chariot units on the bottom of the screen. Just up from that is the boomers and sergeant. And then just further up from that is my warriors and siege breakers.
I'm guessing by the way that you've got your rallying chieftain with your chariots.
Yes. And the other thing is that I've got my spare base there indicating where the boomers
Does
would go.
the formation give you rallying in general, or just rallying to chariots?
No, it's rally in general.
So it could in theory be anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that came up in a couple of games. Because the chariots were killed off, do you know what, I'm going to shift the warlord over to the centre and ogres that are at, 17, 19?
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah. So you've got your two siege breakers side by side, 2 boomers,
warriors and siege breakers.
Warriors and siege breakers side by side, yeah. So where's Grok, sorry, then?
He's behind the warriors and siege breakers. Right. So that's a roll for first turn. In terms of Jeff's units, he's got... There's me still deciding. I couldn't quite decide whether to take first turn or not. Just went for an extra awkward and lengthy handshake.
Drag it out while I'm there.
But I took first turn.
So what was you thinking the first turn?
Aggression.
Put pressure on straight away.
Those boomers, the threat range is incredible. Jeff knows that. He's not going to stray into their threat range.
Yeah.
So if I can get up the board, then I can keep him pushed back.
A big old nope area.
Yeah, exactly. And because I need to be on the offensive on my side of the board, because I am giving up those objective markers on the other side of the board to his air elemental. I need to be aggressive on what's my right hand flank.
So just looking at Jeff's deployment, it looks like it's from the bottom. Is it Greater Earth Elemental? Is that the Centurion?
It was the Hydra on the bottom.
So Hydra, Worm Rider Centurion?
Yep.
Earth Elemental Horde?
Yep.
Wooden Critters?
Wooden Critters behind it, yep. So that if I beat the Elemental Horde, I get a nastiness.
Hammer of Measured Force.
Yep.
And then you've got Salamanders, I think, is it? Straight behind Snares. Then the Greater Earth Elemental.
Yeah.
Look at it. Then more Earth Elementals.
Yeah. And then
the Greater Air
right at the top of the and that's ready to capture objective.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying, there's nothing that I can do to spread out. I can't spread out against this, so I knew I was going to lose those objectives straight off the bat.
I've also found with this scenario that where you can play the tokens is fairly limited. And I think if I got better practicing with it, I could block my opponent quite well if I actually thought about it. Because you have to have 12 inches between them, it's fairly easy to dictate where they're going to be. Just by, you can block off whole areas of the board, really. It's quite nice. It lends itself to this zigzag pattern, really.
Yeah.
But it stops players bunching up completely on one side, which is nice.
There's not much for me to do on the first turn in terms of actually engaging with the enemy. It's just a case of getting up there, getting aggressive. I think I ping off some shots with the Red Goblin Bigot in a second, but ultimately he doesn't do anything.
But as you say, you've taken the first turn, the pressure's on straight away now.
The thing that I did make a mistake with in my deployment is I didn't leave a gap for Grok Gamok. I could have put him far out on my left hand flank, so towards the top of the screen here.
Yeah.
But what that would have meant is that the boomers had no inspiring coverage.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was to have him settled behind the warrior line, which I don't like to do. I like to have him in amongst so that is a real threat. Whereas if he's behind, he is kind of stuck there for a little bit. So in fact, I think send him right out in front to.
But as well, there's no reason not to, is there?
Yeah, he's not got shooting.
It's funny actually that the amount of players I watch that wouldn't do that because either aesthetically it doesn't look particularly right, often they think they shouldn't do. But then actually, there's no threat to him there.
Yeah,
there's no shooting. There's nothing fast. He's not going to get hit.
But he's an incredible threat.
Yeah, I see so many players that just won't do something like that.
Yeah,
that will. Same with individuals. They don't just bomb individuals down the board. And I think, but why not? If there's no shooting, there's nothing.
They can't charge then.
Put an individual bang smack in the middle of the board, and he's got options everywhere.
Yeah,
I've been finding that with my Basilians recently. The Alice, her opening move often is just a bomb right onto their line because she's speed 10.
Yeah,
so she can change her mind and bomb right back.
Yeah, and she can go in any direction she wants.
But she just opens up this huge threat bubble, and that's the great thing about putting Grok there.
Yeah,
is that it can now see everything, and the Warriors can see around him a lot better than he can see around them.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that the Warriors can see, whereas he can't see through them. They can, well, they can't see through him.
They can see around him while he's blocking you.
So it's on to Jeff's turn 1.
Incoming snares.
And what you can see is he's already being very cautious about where he moves because I've created those threat bubbles all the way up the board. There's only so far that he can advance without taking a lot of charges.
Yeah. And you outspeed everything other than his monsters, I think, don't you, and his characters. So all of his...
Well, the siege breakers are on speed 10. Speed 5. That kept tripping up. I kept forgetting that. Because I think of an ogre as speed 6, and
it is a big difference, actually, isn't it? Is the speed on
them. So the only place that he's moving up in relative safety is
behind the hill.
Behind the hill, where I can't see him.
So the tokens, I believe you've got one in the trees on the top left. Is that right? Just where those in between the two buildings. Is that right?
Yep. I think there's another one behind it there, just further up in the top left as well. I think that's it anyway. It might not be.
Yeah. You've got
it was one somewhere around there anyway.
Chariots.
Yeah. Then the ones that I want are basically where it's got all of his infantry. There's two stacked. There's two in that area, and then in front of the Earth Elementals in the bottom of the screen, he's got another objective there, and that's going to be tough. Those chariots are going to really struggle to get there. My game plan was to hold him off in that corner long enough for the boomers to start mopping up there.
Yeah.
And then hold the centre with my warriors and Grok.
I have found as well when you've got a lot of shooting like your boomers. There's actually something to be said for throwing away things like your chariots, but doing a good amount of damage in the process. Especially when you only got the heal 5 and that's over with his infantry. All of a sudden, if something's got 5 or 6 points of damage on it, a boomer horde becomes a lot scarier.
And it's threat range 18.
Yeah, exactly. I found with Basilians that there's been times where I've charged the Aloha in knowing they won't kill something, but knowing that I've got Breath 10 and Fireball 10 and Lightning Bolts around, that actually it's a worthwhile sacrifice at that point. That have at it, I'm going to do 10 points of damage to you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not dead, but a few turns later, you're going to be at a point where I can actually kill you. It's thinking the game through to the end, isn't it? Rather than just, I'm not going to win this one right now.
Yeah.
So, here come the Woodland Critters.
So I think he moves the, if I'm remembering this right, we'll see in a second, he moves the Earth Elementals up so that they're actually in, at least one of the hordes, one of the boomer hordes is shooting range, but the Woodland Critters sit further back. So what he's doing here is he's making sure that my second chariot horde, the one on the right, doesn't have line of sight to his elementals.
Right. Now, actually, the Woodland Critters do have the range to outrange boomers.
Yeah.
Which is a useful tool for him.
Cool. No, they don't.
Speed 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, rest 12. Oh, but we can move a shield across, can't you? Yeah, so
I'm threat 18.
Yeah.
But he's got overlapping threat ranges, so
yeah,
it's...
Yeah, but I suppose boomers are in a strong position here. There's nothing that can effectively out-threat them.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty that can absorb a turn or two.
Yeah.
You know, the Earth and the Salamanders. To some extent, the Naiads can just that amount of nerve.
Yeah, and the regen helps.
No, it doesn't. Regen's useless. I don't say Naiads anymore. So bored of playing you guys with your fucking
breath
attacks and Cronius and Aswals and Freets, just melting them before they can use the regen. Take them in regiments now, little insignificant regiments of heart piercers. Where all of a sudden you don't care if they die. And regen seems a lot stronger. You
can see me taking a video there.
Yeah. So that's a nice position he's put there for his critters. Because you know, he knows that you're going to have to pop over around at some point.
Yeah. So what you're talking about with the threat range is that he has got a charge range of 14. So if he's got his threat ranges right, it means that if I move within shooting range of something, he's got a charge on me with the woodland critters.
Now, the problem he's got here is he's got a hill right away, so you can hide behind the hill while laying into salamanders. But every time you're doing that, you're not threatening the flank on the right. That's Druid coming over, which we're never going to see again because it's going to be hidden behind a building.
I think it pops around every now and again, but spoilers.
So, Skeris. Does Skeris do a thing? Can't tell.
That wasn't much of a celebration if she did.
Oh.
I don't think she did.
So we're going to look for angry nose.
Yeah.
Triumphant. You actually watch you more than anything else.
Jeff's very animated, so I'm sure that
it's the fact that 160 points of Keris can just turn off for 240 point horde of boomers. And that's just huge because it just does nothing.
But it's not even just the one unit that it turns off. It can turn off the key unit of each turn. Because there's always the unit that is absolutely the key unit of that turn. Whatever that unit charges is going to be the deciding thing for that turn, and just the ability to switch that off.
And the one strength that I found massively with Keris is that because it happens in the shooting phase, that when you then get to combat and you kill something and you're choosing where to reform, you're already aware what is shut down. Yeah. So you can turn it. It's not like Headstrong where it's like, ooh, that might go, or I might double one that unit, or I might do this. You know for certain that unit is not a threat
for the next turn.
So you can turn your bait of it all you want, and it can look at you angrily, but it can't do anything.
Even if it's shambling.
And it's so powerful that information. I've always said in wargaming, anything that you know happens as a certainty is massive. Yeah. Anything where there's the slightest dice chance roll, it can go wrong for you. You can double one something can go. You can roll a 1 and you're over, and something like that can happen. But with Keris, you already know. So it's hilarious fun to use.
It's not so much to be on the receiving end, but
and everything Keris will be in the tournament winning list.
No.
As I said,
it'll be one of the funnest lists that you'll run.
It will, yeah. It's competitive, absolutely. I think you can write lists that win more games than they lose. But yeah. So I'm liking here your line moving up, and I like the Windblast there on the left. So the Windblast pushed your warriors or your
siege breakers.
So the siege breakers even more so because being speed 5, but also it pushed you back onto the wall again. Yeah. So you couldn't clear the wall in one go. So it's a really good use of Windblast there.
I couldn't get right up in his face and.
Yeah, and you also couldn't. Any charges you made are still going to be hindered off the wall. Because crushing one's not 3 is not enough. You need that thunderous one. Yeah. But so you're making use of your MDF bases here. Yep. Because of the hills.
So this is a new thing that I brought to this tournament. Is bringing a copy of every base that I have. Yeah. And some of the common size as well. The thing that people really liked is I've put handles on them as well, which is really useful because you're not scrambling to pick them up.
I don't do that, only for the reason that I use my bases more so for planning where my low high might go.
Right.
So then when I planned it perfectly, I pick it up and put it on top of the base.
Fair enough, yeah.
So rather than doing all that, Matty go.
Yeah.
Crap, where do you go? So I now have, for every one of my army, I have a mirror base. That I can decide first if Emperor can place it.
Yeah.
For that reason. But I like the handles, though. They're useful. But yeah,
well, something that someone pointed out that I was a bit annoyed that I didn't think of is making sure those handles are the exact centre for pivoting. Yeah. No, they're close enough by sort of eyeball to be the centre, but I haven't measured them or anything. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut them off the bases. And then
there's the elite boomers.
Elite boomers, yeah.
So who are you shooting at here then?
I think the Salamander Horde.
From memory, I think you laid this on for a while now, don't you? And your dice don't look excellent.
No, they weren't.
Are they in cover, salamanders?
There was a wall. Not from the elite ones, but from the vicious ones. I can't remember which way around it is on these right now.
I mean, there's a lot of nerve there, and there's a lot of defence, but you can be there for a while, so this is Sergeant
Sergeant I
remember watching this, trying to gauge from your reactions whether it was good or bad. I couldn't tell. I was thinking, is that a good? Is that a bad? Good to which side? It was interesting. It kept me engaged.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need double 6 there.
Oh yeah, well I say if you're breaking salamanders from one horde shooting once, I'd be a bit concerned.
Yeah, because I could only get one horde shooting at this point because the woodland critters stopped the other one from getting in range. So again, that's what I was saying before. Yeah. And this is where he's running off to grab the objectives. I knew it was going to happen. I'm not worried about it.
No. And that's a strategy you don't want, is that? That's hindered and ensnared. And all that crushing is wasted. So. And
then the other thing is that his greater other mantle would be in the flank.
Yeah, that's a real. I don't want that kind of charge. I mean, there's a pillar fight there because it's a big shield and he's not crushing.
Yeah, if it was just the Salamander,
it's the other rentals.
Yeah, I don't know if I would take if it was just the Naiads, because it would take me away from the centre objective. It wouldn't gain me
exactly.
anything.
That's what I mean. So you'd be on 5s. It's got the regen. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
I think you're literally there forever.
I think he probably wouldn't charge me back, so I would continue to be hindered.
Exactly. And there's no I feel the thing is now because he scores as well. It's not like you're contesting it.
No.
Going forward, so there's no. So you can just wipe that one out of your mind now. It's gone. You've lost it. Sort of move on.
You can see Timothy's shoes in the background there.
Yeah, you can. I messaged him during the game saying, I can see your shoes. I assume it's you. I'm hoping nobody else has that kind of style.
That's a suggestive tape measure. So this will be Jeff's turn too. He's checking all of his ranges.
Lots of thinking going on.
Yep.
I mean, it's a tricky one for him because you don't want to go into any of it.
No. I mean, for both of us, whoever commits first in terms of combat, it's going to feel the pain the next turn.
Yeah, I suppose the difference is you have the shooting.
Yeah.
This is a surprisingly low on shooting nature armour. Is Jeff's. You're used to nature having lots of lightning bolt and lots of, everything else. So that's Earth Elementals in the trees, is that missing there?
Yes. Attempting a charge from the chariots.
Yeah. I like that move. He can't do nothing.
Well, he's
up, he's guarding the point, the circuit is hindered. This is your mind games here, I believe, isn't it? I can remember you saying, charge me, go on, charge me.
Yeah.
Charge me. I think was what you were getting at here.
Come on, you want to. It'll be fun. We'll have fun in games. We'll laugh. It'll be off.
I thought this was a comment of mine. Mind games.
Am I the only one who does that? I don't know.
No, I don't have any attempts. Come on! Things I do, and I'm not even sure if I want them to do it or not.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good idea. Charge. Fine. I've put things out before as bait, not knowing if it's a trap or not. Yeah, I don't know, they can't know.
Oh, last turn I forgot to move my, what do we call it, my bigot. Yeah.
Is that in terrible position there, is there?
No.
There's not much.
They could run out and block something.
I suppose, yeah. Again, here, you're not too worried about taking the charge from any of this, really, are you? Because it's...
No, but he's forcing me to commit on terms that I don't want to be committing. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to confirm, restarting the recording at minus 1:19:45 in 3, 2, 1. So he's got to make the decision whether to move those salamanders.
Occasionally, so it brings him out of cover. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's kind of got to start pushing me back a little bit, I think.
He does. I mean, this is tricky into it. Well, do I stay where it's safer and do nothing, or do I come out but can threaten things then? So.
I mean, I would have moved forward towards him regardless. So he's not losing anything by coming forwards like that. Just checking sure that the boomers are in this front.
Which is the wonderful thing about boomers; they're just as scary in combat.
And that's why I like Elite and Vicious on them, is that it still works in combat as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's not sure, sure.
I think when he measures there, I think he sees that the Warlord is in the flank.
Right.
As well, because I was just looking at, that'd be a bad idea. Oh, that'd be a nice charge. Because I think it's worth taking that, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the booms in the front.
Yeah. 7 attacks, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 boom hulls at the front, and that would wipe that unit.
Yeah, and that gets me across the board as well.
Yeah. And with your shooter, then you can turn and face both directions, guys.
Yeah.
Just be
I'd turn towards the left flank and keep the Warlord going towards the right. I think I'd also be able to angle it so that the critters wouldn't be able to get into base contact, so they wouldn't be able to charge either.
There's a lot you can do with a big block of blocking terrain like that. There's a lot you can do with your angles, actually, and putting things in flanks and stopping things. Especially with the large infantry bases being the size they are, you've actually got quite a lot of leeway to spin your flanks around, so it's in your flank, but it can't possibly get in your flank. You can't fit, so you can block all charges there quite nicely. Yeah.
So these range rulers that I'm using there, this is what Adam Padley got me turned on to. I wasn't sure about them at first, but you know what? Having so what I've got is a set of rules in different increments of 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10, 12, and just being able to put those rules in between 2 units rather than trying to lay a tape measure somewhere where it's quite awkward.
It's sort of something that I got onto from X-Wing miniatures game, because they use the range rulers for everything. Obviously, X-Wing is incredibly precise.
Yeah.
And it's that thing of, well, can I get it in? I can slide it between the unit. Well, then it's not out of range. Yeah. It's as simple as that. There's none of this hovering above. There's no knocking things over. It's very simple.
There's nothing of one person's trying to hold it on the base edge and the other person's trying to. It's very black and white.
You can lay it on the table. We'll look at that.
Because they're all fixed range. Even though I've not got a 16-inch range, I can put the 12-inch and the 4-inch one in between, and that works. Yes. It's almost like they thought of that. Yeah. I'm not sure they did, because it was War Machine, so it's much shorter ranges.
But they're a really nice idea. Now I need to get set. Got some Northern Kings ones.
I couldn't find anywhere in the UK that sells them.
I'm sure somebody could. They're just,
I'm sure someone could make them, but I'm sure Warbase will make them, no problem whatsoever.
Anyone know it? Your Warbase is not any difference.
Yeah.
We'll get them made up for us. I think that could be an Northern Kings exclusive.
Could be, yeah.
Making everyone precise measure. That costs quite a lot.
We'll have to see how much it costs. I doubt it costs too much, would it? There we go. That's what we can do. Yeah, this is the scary thing, because that air elemental, while it's only crushing 2,
it's 4.
And while it's shambling, it can't jump over my lines.
But it can charge over the lines.
It can charge over my lines, and it can still hit flanks.
That's the scary thing, isn't it, with flies like that? You don't want to give them an opportunity to zip across by charging.
Shambling flies are much easier to keep in front of you, but you're still vulnerable. So he's lightning bolting.
Yeah, in the flank there's a lot less used to when last.
Yeah. Keris on the Boomer Horde.
Oh, a little bit of beast of nature with lightning bolt 6. Oh, we can't tell.
We can't tell.
Needs a token. I've got a big note token. Nope. You put down.
I think that one failed.
We'll see in a minute.
Yeah.
When it shoots.
So what I wasn't sure of here is whether the Warlord's in the front or flank. Because I didn't remember him checking that one. But I think it's in the front. So
eyeballing it, I would say front, but it's always worth a look.
Absolutely. If somebody doesn't check an angle and has eyeballed it, it's always worth a look, even if you think it's on the border.
Absolutely, yeah.
See, at this point, I'm already considering abandoning the bottom flank because I'm going in against. I'm going to be hindered against Earth Elementals.
Yeah, it's not good odds.
It's not good odds. So if I can get my Warlord out of there and start mincing and stuff.
Oh, this is the use of the 6.
Yeah.
So for the taper, you look like you're out there, but that's because the angle you were at, because of the model.
Yeah. Whereas put the sticks in between and he's in range.
Quite brilliant, yeah. Yeah, so the right flank is a tricky one because there's enough nerve and enough annoying things there to hold you up effectively the rest of the game, isn't there?
But I think my worry is that if I completely abandon that,
it's got free reign.
He's got free reign, and he's got all 3 tokens.
Yeah.
So I need to do something on that flank to at least contest the token there.
Thinking phase comes out. It's serious. The Worm Rider here is an interesting one, isn't it? Because it's speed 9 and height 3
and nimble.
And nimble, is it?
And
nimble?
Yeah,
sure
pretty sure he is.
So either way, he's threatening a big swathe there, isn't it?
Pretty sure he's nimble.
No, not nimble.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Didn't think he was.
Fair enough.
But either way, he's a big threat there, isn't he? So again, you see that sometimes people seem to see their games and balls as separate areas. So middle, like I said, and then you forget when a flyer comes zipping over from the other. So
it's suddenly in the area that you didn't anticipate it being in.
Oh, there's a pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rules out there at this point, yeah.
So, if I remember what the discussion was at this point, Jeff thought that you removed the token, you scored the token, but you could still keep claiming the points at the end of your turn.
Oh, right, yeah.
In future turns.
As the old scenario was, yeah.
Yeah. So here I'm just showing him that actually, if you score the token, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a confusion between the old...
Yeah. Yeah.
The old rules and the new. Like I say, I much prefer this way of doing it.
Because it's limits on how much you can score. You still get that early benefit.
Yeah, completely.
And you're still rewarded for doing that. But it's not unlimited.
Yeah. Well, as you say, if you score second turn on all 3 of them, brilliant, you've now got 4 more turns to whack the field. But it stops. Like here, Jeff could just sit still for the rest of the game and just win now, couldn't he, by holding... Because he holds that token down there, and there's not a lot you could have done about it from deployment or any point. Whereas now there's an actual game to play, isn't it? It's much better.
So I'm trying to point to the exact sentence that...
So much right. Well, Jeff knows the rules.
It's easy confusion to make. It, like you say, it's very similar to the previous scenario, but it's got that difference. And the other thing is that it's from turn 2 as well, which I've had people not realise.
Yeah, Fall Snake, me and Ed were bemoaning the gear. It's ridiculous. You go straight away, and it wasn't until afterwards we realised we chatted about it. Because we both set ourselves up to do the exact same thing. This is ridiculous. Why is turn 1 roll so important?
Yeah. Because you can score all of them. There's nothing your opponent can do. No.
That's what I did. Ed scored 2 of them with his knuckers, because rightly so, because I was going to do the exact same thing with my low height. So, we actually read the rules. I couldn't have done that.
It's an easy thing to miss as well. It's
in the first sentence.
Yeah.
It says from turn 2 onwards, and it's so easy to miss, because I read that bit.
Yeah.
So both chariot regiments going into the other.
Yeah. I'm forced into this. There's nothing else that I can really do.
Were you expecting anything from this, or was this purely a... Yeah.
I'm forced to do it.
Now, as you hear, you didn't go to the front of the Centurion. Is that because of the flank from the Crushers?
No, I can't make the front. It's behind the units.
So it's facing them that way. So
it's facing towards the bottom. Oh, maybe it. Whichever facing I'm in, I can't.
Right.
Is the one that's behind the unit, and I can't make that.
So he might be threatening the middle. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think he's facing towards the middle. Thinking he must be in the flank.
I think so. I think that's what Jeff would have done.
Yeah. So there's whiskey involved.
I actually wasn't on anything at this point.
No, it was noted you were drinking water. Seems a tactical advantage. I mean, it was half down in the morning.
It's not so much that, it's that the drinks in the hotel were ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, and you not brought your own.
It was $12 a drink. Yeah.
That's a lot like
yeah, not far off. And I'd not had a chance to go to a convenience store or anything like that and pick up a pack of beers or anything. Well, Jeff bought me... So Jeff brought a big stock of booze. He brought me a bottle of vodka, which is absolutely gorgeous stuff. Black Eye vodka is absolutely lovely. And he was very clear that has to come back to England with me. But he brought another one that he was imagining that we'd share in the first game, but we finished it on the first night.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So, boomers booming?
Yep.
So you've not moved at all really here?
Not really, no.
Your biggest round back?
I want to clear stuff out before I can really move forward.
At this stage here, you sort of committed to this game plan. There's no reason for you to move
rush
and go around in there. You've got the middle down here, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I need to clear out that big horde in the centre before I can really advance any further.
And defensively, you've got the upper hand in terms of...
See, that's a good roll. That's... What, 8 damage was that?
Yeah.
Not far off. Second boomer horde, so Garrus didn't affect it this turn.
Yeah.
Oh, dropped a dice. Blooming heck. God, terrible.
Go back. Do it again.
Yeah, so what I do with my dice, if anybody's not seen me play before, is I, rather than having the different colour piles that people have out, so some people put out 20 white dice and then 10 red dice or whatever, all I do is I take my most common attack value, which in this army is 18, because almost everything's got 18 attacks, and I just have that many dice on the table, and that's it. And everything gets worked off that many dice.
Whereas I have 10, 10 and 5.
Yeah.
With different colours. Just for... Yeah, is that how we all do it? Is it doing it? I don't have a jerry can like you where everything is the same with attacks and does all the things.
Well, even my abyssals, I stuck to 20 dice. I think it was on under Cronius and a Freak that had that many attacks, but
everything's got that or thereabouts,
yeah. And you just work it off that.
Yeah. So fail to break them.
Fail to break them, yeah. If that one dice
who knows, eh? Oh yeah, combat here.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be expecting a whole lot here. 24 attacks,
no.
4s and 5s.
Yeah. 4s and 4s.
You should see Thunder's one, don't you? Yeah. So it's 5-ish damage.
Yeah, but not going to be enough.
Yeah, no.
Especially with it being inspired behind as well.
Yeah. Because the heal isn't nearby. I'm just going to be in here. Or there could be actually just speed down under that stack.
Yeah, well, it's behind the building, so it's going to be in range next turn to heal. But it is on a heal 5, so if I did that 5 damage,
Yeah.
some stuff's going to stay on.
Absolutely, yeah. And that resolve again sort of comes and helps.
Yeah.
Earth Elemental is one of those things that are tough, but they're certainly not invulnerable.
Yeah.
Um,
So there was not many there.
yeah. A few.
A few.
But you've got so much nerve there, and you know, a decent defence, and
But it is vulnerable.
it is.
It's not. And once they lose their Thunderous Charge, that
Yeah.
12 attacks is not much.
No.
Yeah, I didn't even do enough to cause a nerve test. Yeah. I think on that second lot of attacks, I didn't even do 1 point of damage.
Oof.
But as much as you go oof, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
No, it's not. That's all. You should be doing it with 2.
Yeah.
So it's not. It doesn't have to be a particularly bad roll to.
Exactly. Yeah.
To do under that.
I've always said people concentrate way too much on the average.
Yeah.
Without realising what the
curve,
what the likely is.
No, averages are useful, but they're not the real elemental.
Yeah.
They're a useful tool. They're a useful tool, I find, for not overestimating what your units will do, not for saying what they will do.
If you're relying on doing the exact average, 50% of the time you're going to fail.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're better off often, to. I think I've had a lot of people, I've said before on other streams, that think because it's a dragon, it will do X. I guess, but still no.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of people put dragons even in flanks. It's like, but it's hindered, and there's this, and it's like, so when they only do 5 damage, they get really upset. It's like, well, that's right.
Yeah.
It's like, dragon in the flank on falls. Okay, so that's 10 hits.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing a falls again. Okay, it's 5 damage on average.
Yeah.
Then they go wild when they only do 5 damage. Like, but that's about right. And you might do 10, or you might do 3, and it's something going to go that late. But that's where I find averages are really useful, is giving people an idea of where they might be.
Yeah.
But as you say, you can't rely on them every single time. So it looks like the Worm Rider was testing that way.
Yeah, because he's sizing the charge into the boomers.
I think it's a good charge, because I think it would have been.
It would have been a flank from the Warlord if he'd have charged the boomers. So he's going to the Warlord and locking the Warlord down.
Yeah, it also stops the Warlord from getting the coming and joining in. With here so much. With all that regen, and there's enough nerve there that he shouldn't be wavered or broken.
So that's a double charge of the
critters and elementals.
And then Hydra into the other ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's plenty of things in there.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that this is a losing flank for me. It's just it's too many units for those chariots. Yes, they've got the reputation of being scary, but I don't think they were that scary.
No, 12, I'm never worried about them offensively. 12 attacks is not a lot.
No.
Really. Yeah. So, one last push of the salamanders.
He's been forced into this because if
he must be leading there quite a lot of damage after 2 volleys of boomers.
Yeah, so what he has to hope for is that I have a duff roll next turn, and then I've got a horde in my face. Because if he just sits there,
why not exactly?
If it takes me another turn, so
either way you're going to shoot at it.
Yeah.
But why let it so that you can be shot to death as it does it?
Having said all of that, I'm not sure if he's going to take it back in a second. Here he is. A little bit anyway.
A little bit, yeah. It's probably the charge.
I think what he was worried about is moving too far forwards for the Warlord again.
Yes, because that's the chariot base actually has a lot of lot of spin in it. Is it nimble, the Warlord's one?
Well, he doesn't. Because he didn't lose it.
Doesn't need it there either. It would lose it because it's in snare. Well, it's not in snare. It's not in snare character. It's in Centurion.
Is nimble lost within snare?
It's snare. It's in snare. I believe so. As per Kosh.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I thought, did we? Yeah.
I don't think it's ever come up, but I did not know that.
Check the rules. Well, Worm Rider's not a snare, so it's
Yeah.
Kind of a moot point, but nimble. When you sort of buy unit in melee with the phalanx or a snare special rule, the loses nimble until the head of his foe.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
No, that's what Hector's a pain in the ass. I think the Trinomals can be solved, but no one doesn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, when Hector hits you, werewolf horde after you teleport him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no longer nimble.
Oh, good lord.
All your Latins. All of a sudden, let's see how you're crushing one doesn't.
Yeah. Well, you've got to get out there that turn, haven't you?
Yeah.
When he teleports in, because otherwise you're going to be locked against him.
Yeah. No, it's not.
I don't think even werewolves would really take out Hector.
No. No, it's a nice addition. Is that? Yeah, I've also heard it come up once yet. Well, once I've seen it come up. Very rarely, yeah. But no, it's nice.
But it's irrelevant in this situation anyway. And even if it
doesn't need it now because he's got the chariot base. He's got a lot more give. Yeah.
I think even if it's on a 50, he'd be able to make that charge if Jeff had moved onto the centre. People are always surprised at just the sort of angle that you can get.
People are surprised with the 50, and then when you put the 50 by 100 into that, it's actually incredibly narrow as how wide you can swing around into.
Yeah.
You effectively, it's just that one column behind it on a chariot.
Pretty much, yeah.
Charge, yeah. And a nimble one, it's almost everything.
Yeah.
With two birds. So, interesting that the ensnarers are sort of almost sticking out of it. I don't know if you get to move them, but... So the elementals move back to capture your second point.
Yeah, so he shuffled the ensnarers sideways slightly, I think, twice. So that's... Right, I see what he's done there. So, that's if I charge him, I'm going to be hindered in my turn, but then he doesn't charge me back, and I would now be in a forest.
Yeah.
So I would always be hindered charging him.
Yeah.
I'd never choose those ensnarers.
I think there's no reason to now, because the scenario as it is, there's no reason for you to go and...
Yeah. It's perhaps trying to tempt me out and see if I'll take the bait, but I'm not.
No.
Spoilers, I'm not going to take that bait.
Yeah. But I think if I was Jeff here, that middle token is going to become so important now. I would have been tempted to be really pushing up with those knights. Not even necessarily into the charge range of the Siegebreaker, but it's a bit more than it currently is.
No, I think he's pretty much bang on.
Oh, is it? It's hard to see from his angle, but...
Yeah. Well, if you look,
I'd even be tempted to pull you out the line and do it and just take the charge. You'd only be taking it from one.
Yeah.
And then you've still got a flank with the Earth Elemental, you've still got with the Greater Earth Elemental.
Yeah, he could get right up in my face and force the issue there, couldn't he?
Yeah. And then you lose your nice coordinated line that you've currently got.
So it carries into that.
Carries. I'm going to guess that one's a yes.
That's a yes. So those boomers can't shoot next turn, which is annoying.
Yeah. I suppose 1 out of 3. So
yeah.
And the cat charge is a huge thing there as well.
Yes, because
so
I actually have a
flank those woodland critters.
Yeah, I had a flank on those woodland critters otherwise.
Look at the difference that's made.
And on the Centurion I had a flank on the Centurion.
So your choices there are massive.
I'm trying to think.
It looks like it might just skirt down the Centurion. Hard to see.
It might not have gone off this turn. We'll see when it comes to my turn anyway.
But that's trying to carry us into there. But that's a huge difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like super chaff.
Yeah. Alright, it's a 50-50 chance of working, but
when it does work...
it's game changing.
As you say, it can almost... it can pick any target, it can do it any time, it's not a one use only, it's not a this, it's not a that. It's a sort of spell you would think will become a legendary spell, potentially.
Yeah.
Going forward, it's that powerful, I think.
Depending on the army, I'd certainly pay for it. Can you imagine if it could be affected by like extra dice rolls as well? 3 dice of that on a unit your choice.
Can I just say to the fanatics, read the rules, because I'm so fed up of people asking, can you use the extra dice? I mean, I know it's people that have got easy army, not the rulebooks, but it's
Buy the rule books, for God's sake.
It's like £12.
Yeah. Once a year, come on.
Yeah. But that's what it is, yeah. But I must have seen that question come up at least half a dozen times. Well, it's literally the first line of the legendary spells. Yeah, because they've thought about that, weirdly.
Yeah.
They've thought about Blizzard 6.
Well, they allowed it last year, didn't they, so...
I know, but then they brought in silly as well. They brought Blizzard. Imagine Blizzard 6 with piercing. Just delete holds in one go. So yeah, we don't have that. That's not a thing. So I mean, you shouldn't bring the Warlord in one go. It's only got 6 attacks.
No, but he's just tying me up there.
Yeah.
And he's starting to work at me. Because I've got a thing with my army, I've got no ability to heal.
No, so any damage stays around.
Yeah, and I've not got many units on low nerve, so all the damage is worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what Jeff was just doing there is not only bouncing back an inch from my Warlord, but he's bouncing an inch away from the other unit as well, which is something that people don't realise, that the rules say that you move an inch away from other units.
Yeah.
They'll just move an inch back and leave it at that, but...
It's a messy rule.
It is a messy rule.
Yeah. I've seen lots of different ways of playing it. I think it's one of these things that could really deal with an FAQ just to clarify the exact process.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Most situations is fairly straightforward.
They are. I think it's probably you've got a lot of people that have been told different things by different people. Over time, and
so he actually wavered the chariots in the centre.
So that was a double charge one, wasn't it? So that's not.
Yeah.
Waver's not a terrible outcome.
Well, it's taken a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah,
2 dice there.
2 dice.
So it's not far away from breaking.
Yeah.
So what I've done is, rather than charge the Hydra and give it extra damage, I've gone back into the Earth Elementals that are already slightly damaged with the other chariots. Now that's going to be hindered, unfortunately, rather than going back into the... Yeah.
So the boomers that can do something can move up.
Yeah. Well, the other boomers can move, but they can't shoot.
So they can look angular.
Yeah.
So yes, here we are.
See, now I'm actually fairly confident that I can break the salamanders, so I'm not worried about...
Also out charge range. Using that speed advantage there.
Yeah. But just in case it's a double one or my dice fluff, I'm just making sure that I'm safe. Here I'm getting a bit iffy because anywhere that I move, I'm going to be getting... Well, I'll see in a second, but I'm going to be flanked by that air elemental.
Yeah. Which you do not want with Siege Breakers.
Which I do not want with Siege Breakers.
All that lovely defense 6.
But I don't want it with anything. But
but it just somehow it hurts more.
Yeah.
When it's you've got defense 6 anywhere else other than straight in your face.
I think it's Grok as well is the real threat.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So Keris didn't work on that.
Yeah.
Jeff was laughing that I went into the flank of the what do we call it? The
Christmas critters.
The critters rather than into the flank of the Centurion.
No, I'm totally with you there. Centurion.
I think they're the bigger threat, especially considering the objectives. And it gets my boomers moving forwards.
Yeah.
Red Goblin Big, I'll just sit on the hill and be annoying.
Who is this then, just in front of the...
That's Sergeant.
Sneaking up, I like it.
He's actually on an objective there, which Jeff had moved back from.
I remember watching this and thinking it was he made a mistake backing up there because he's let you do that in one turn rather than 2.
Yes.
I remember watching him back up and thinking, oh, that was a mistake of his. You could have said exactly where he was. I mean, you got to kill him anyway, but he could have positioned you to a point where you couldn't be within 3 after killing him.
Yeah.
I mean, grand scheme of things, isn't going to change a whole lot.
Depends on the dice, and he's playing for me having bad dice.
It's effectively there giving you a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have done that turn anyway had you killed them, but I think that's a bad roll.
Yeah, I think I did this.
Yep, that's a bad roll. 4, I think, is it? Now there's some questioning everything, isn't there? Because they're not dead, and then they are dead. Something happens here, I remember from memory. Oh no. Yes, they're dead. There's something later on that I think you were counting maths up or something.
Yeah, because brutal.
Yeah, I think it's a lot. Yeah, everything's fine, and then it's not fine. It's kind of a oh. So yeah, I mean, look at the difference in the board now. It's amazing into how
it's cleared so much real estate.
Yeah. I mean, you still got a terrifying, door right flank. It's nothing good, is it? But
no.
So
I don't think I even did 1 damage there.
No,
or I might have done 1 damage, but that's going to iron myself back.
Yeah. It's like consolation whiskey.
I don't think he's offering it to someone else. Really fun thing about playing Jeff is he's just so animated with everything.
Yeah.
I think I've just duffed a dice roll there as well.
Yeah. That looks like the on the Centurion.
Yeah.
Attacks. Yeah.
I think I did 2 damage.
It's never than huge, it's the regen that's looking at you there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should in theory get it in 2 turns. Maybe 3 with having a regen roll does. But no, you definitely like that.
Yeah. So Boomer's going in the flank.
Oh.
See, Jeff's laughing about that as well. He didn't think that would
Take the flank.
take the flank.
As you said, though, this is where your rain ambitions become really useful, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I could have gone into the...
Only on 2s, but we'll take it.
Could have gone to Centurion, but this just gives me a much better board position after.
You're a much better place there. No, I like that. What I really like is that Sergeant is blocking the ray charge. I've had Salamander survived.
Yeah.
Because actually that wouldn't have been a terrible... I mean, actually your boom as well, but everything there is just a bit more blocked, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just takes away any risk. Is that worth the double one, is it? I imagine. Yeah. So again, that's a quite big deal there. Because you've got tokens sat in that area, any bit of unit strength disappearing is important.
Yeah.
It's all... That's interesting, depending on where the token is, all you have to do now is kill the Earth Elemental and you're out unit strength again.
Yeah, that's it, absolutely. That's something that people sometimes miss. It's that you don't have to be the only unit.
Yeah.
If you out unit strength something, that's fine.
Exactly, yeah.
So pushing people off objectives, pushing a unit off so that you can just outscore him.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, into the flank. Well, they were doing it anyway, so...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Not too much of a worry there. So it's all new for me. I think I tuned out at this point, I think. I don't remember from this point on. So into the flank. I mean, this is sort of the shame here, I suppose, isn't it? Because you can get the flank, it's a flank and then 2 to the front, so you've got a good potential of losing both here.
Yep. It's the problem with the charge. The charge, they just don't have enough damage output.
No. I think you think you're dropping these out,
yeah. I wasn't massively impressed with them throughout the game.
I really like the Warlord.
Yeah.
The Rally 2 Warlord, I really like that. It's just,
but even if you take him at Rally 1, I'm not sure on that.
No, but the Rally 2 I think so, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks like yours are an easy thing to drop, I think.
I was just so impressed with the boomers.
Yeah.
And I would like a 3rd horde just for the extra backup of wiping out an infantry horde in one hit.
Yeah.
Quite reliably.
Incoming.
This is scary. Because I've got no way of responding to that, really.
It's a threat that's going to be there now for the rest of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, you've no answer to it. Even your bigot wouldn't be able to do anything over there because he would have just died the following turn if you tried to disorder it. Oh, you dropped the damage with your bigot yet?
No, I've fired off a couple of shots. I'm waiting for the right moment.
Yeah.
If the
he has the bow, doesn't he? So
yeah.
He's doing something, he's not just sat there. I mean, it's useful just to chip on damage.
He is, but he's most useful as chaff, and in this game I don't really need the chaff.
No, as I say that you're picking your engagements really, aren't you, in a lot of places. It's counter charges that are going to get you here, isn't it?
Yep.
Carriage is running away. bravely running away.
Yep.
It's almost like he doesn't want to get boomered.
It's funny that.
Because your boomer sergeant there carries a wonderful target for him.
Yeah.
We're saying those couple of points of nerve more on Keris are why he's great for avoiding stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But still, a good roll, you're not going to do much away for him.
No.
Yeah. If you can get him up to a 7 to waiver, that's it's good odds.
Mm. And again, it comes down to how lucky the rolls are. Well, actually, getting 5 damage out of Sergeant R, yes, it's above average, but it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Not at all. And not even with silly dice. And also when that happens, your Keris goes from control of the battlefield to bugger.
Yeah. Got to be really careful with him at that point, because I just need to sneeze. I just need to sneeze on him, and he's
and that's where your biggest bow as well.
Yeah,
it becomes a very useful little chip. So here he's backing up, trying to guard that token, effectively giving up the middle.
Yeah,
by doing it, which I don't disagree with. It's got this to me is where if the ensnares had been a lot closer,
he could have locked me down.
Completely locked you down here now. If the ensnares had been a full 10 inches forward, right in the face of the siege breakers, they'd been in a fight, but that would look very different for him. He could potentially be bringing those elements forward. I think he was a little too cautious there in hindsight, holding them back. Because and this is what I mean. I was talking to Nick earlier before I started filming about people in the comments at this stage were almost writing the game off for you, saying, "Well, look how bad it is for you. You've got to lose this flank. Your top's coming in."
I have to admit, I was not feeling in a good position at this point.
Whereas actually, I was watching it thinking, "Ooh, look where all your tokens are."
Yeah, I'm a hair's width away from claiming. Yeah. Well, either one is not outside the realm of possibility for me to.
I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yeah. She got the boomer horde.
Yeah. I've said before, that in this scenario, the middle is huge. Yeah, definitely cares. this scenario, the middle isn't going to matter in this scenario, and you've got the middle. Is the point. So I was actually thinking, you're going to be forcing a draw rather than the win.
I was pushing for a draw, yeah.
And I think if you hold the middle in the scenario, you've got that control over the draw a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is why I think the scenario should have been up, and actually you should be really pushing it a little bit more.
Yeah. If they'd have been in the siege breaker's face, I couldn't have gone anywhere else, and I wouldn't have broken them over the course of the game.
I think you're right. I think you were just sat there.
Especially if the charge was hindered, so yeah.
And he might get a lucky roll with the defence 6, He could get a lucky roll and really start wanting
to he probably wouldn't have charged back into me, so that every charge that I went into him was hindered.
Well, but I don't think you could make... Oh, you could go the wall, could.
Yeah, exactly.
Single wind blast and... Yeah. Alright, this is the demise of the chariots.
Yeah. So, one regiment gone.
And this is where the comments start coming in of... Oh no, it's all over. But look at the board state.
This is something that you were just talking about now. He knows that boomer horde is out of the game for a turn.
Yeah.
And he's turned his flank towards it.
Yeah.
Because he knows. So, where's the worry?
He already knows. And it's like... Oh. And you can look at the nice juicy charge.
Yeah.
Have a look at what you could have done. No, it's so powerful with that knowledge ahead of time. There's no risk to you at all now. So this is on the other chariots. I was about to say they've got almost 6 on them, but no, you go for another dice. Oh no.
I'm out of inspiring and rallying range. So that's really not a good position for them. 13, 15 nerve?
Well, they also got 6 damage. So, more coming. Take another 6 off, haven't they? Should be pansy. Yeah. Remember. So yeah, it's a collapse, but it's not an unexpected collapse, and it's not the end of the world.
No.
That's the shame, I suppose, is the lack of damage that went on the Earth Elementals.
Yeah.
Doing that.
There was barely any. I don't think there's even 6 on there.
And that's a bigger deal. If you'd been coming out of that exchange with 7 or 8 points of damage on them, actually, I'd take the trade of that, because you've got another horde there, you've got unit strength, you've got ways of getting that token.
And like we were saying before, I would out unit strength him once I've taken out that horde. So I don't really care that I wouldn't really care that the what do we call it, the Hydra's there. See, this is me checking the angle. Can I actually move onto that token? But I think he's just within 3 inches, so I can't actually get within.
Yeah.
So what I was considering doing was using the Warlord's Nimble to move right in front of those Earth Elementals and move my my boomers onto the token as well.
Push him off.
Well, it wouldn't push him off. I would move, because I couldn't see the Earth Elementals there.
Couldn't charge them.
Couldn't charge them. What I could do is just move in front. I would expose my flank to Siege Breakers, not Siege Breakers, the Earth Elementals. But I would have 4 unit strength on there, so he's 3.
Yeah.
I'll claim the token. I would lose the Warlord for definite.
Yeah.
And I was trying to work out if that was a worthwhile trade or not.
Or do you wait for a few turns to do it?
Or do I wait? But the thing is that if I did that, he can claim the objective that's right behind my Warlord.
Yes.
So send the Red Goblin Bigot in to frustrate them.
Yeah. And that's, I said before, you're not doing a lot with him, but actually by holding back there, he's available.
Yeah.
Things like that, isn't it?
I'm not throwing him away for the sake of nothing. No. Which I've done before and I've regretted it, because it didn't gain me anything, and it just lost me.
And it turns that they're so useful, those individuals, aren't they? So interestingly, one of them can shoot at Keris. I mean, I agree that he Kerished the right boomer hard, because by Kerishing the one at the bottom, he's shut down a lot more.
Yeah.
But you can now lay into him, which I'm kind of hoping you do. I'm guessing you do.
Shall we see later?
It looks like you're lining up for it.
He was expecting me to go on the Elemental Horde. No.
Keris because you can't have this happen again.
No.
If that happens again, that's probably the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Two turns of not being able to do anything down there, it's massive.
Yeah.
You would then run out of turns to do anything else.
Well, it's that last turn where I need to take off a key unit with those boomers.
Yeah.
That I was thinking I may have to take off a key unit with those boomers. See, this is where the threat of the
air elemental
comes in. Because there's nowhere that I can move those warriors. Not that I'm truly safe. So at some point I say, do you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, have it. Do you want to have it? So just in terms of tokens as a recap, so Jeff he's got the 2, so where the Air Elemental and the Naiads are, he's got your 2 over there, hasn't he?
Yep.
And he only hasn't got one just behind your Warlord at the minute. You have captured the one just to the north of the building, where his Salamanders were, but there's one currently in front of his Earth Elementals at the top and just to the forest below. So he's currently on 2 to your 1. And you've got 1. He doesn't have an easy route to either of them at the moment, neither do you.
No.
But you've got more of a fight over. You're closer, but you've got to fight for it. And he doesn't have an easy route to either.
Well, I'd say I've got to fight for it, but I don't see how I've got the attacks to deal with the stuff at the bottom of the screen.
No.
Because I'm going to be shooting into cover.
Yeah. See, this is where something like nature would come into its own with winged unicorns and beasts of nature.
Yeah.
They could just go whoop, and nab points. But if you will, put all of your points into big horns. These were min-maxing.
See, the problem is I've just got nowhere where I can put those warriors.
Yeah, without being air elemental. And it's a nice run as that, isn't it? Because it's 16 attacks on 4s and 3s. It's not nice, is it?
No.
Yeah.
So I'm weighing things up, and the stream pauses. Oh no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
We're just stood there.
I think the comment here was saying, has the stream paused? But no, it's just a fire in the flank.
We're just thinking.
When I was watching this, I was thinking you had a piece of nature in the flank. So I was thinking, do not, for the love of God, give up your flank. But actually, the earth element, their elemental is a bit different. That's a real debate. Because
it's a debate, but I don't think it's one that I would want to win. I don't think it's one that I would win.
No. And actually, you don't want to go to the middle up, do you?
No.
As you said, the middle here is huge. That's going
to be the linchpin of at this point. If I'm going to win, well, if I'm going to draw.
Well, if I'm you here, I'm looking at this game going, right, how do I draw?
Yeah, that's what I was doing, and I think the centre one is only worth 1 point, not 2.
I believe it's worth 1. I think it's the same.
I thought the others were worth 2.
I think, by the rulebook, I think it's worth the same.
Okay.
Which is why in the middle is usually what comes after the decider. In our non-linking scoring system, the middle is worth 2 for extra points, not for anything else. Yeah, they're all worth 1.
Okay. So yeah, I'd be pushing for the draw, and I wouldn't want that flyer there.
No.
So fuck it, I'm off in.
Yeah, because
it's a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But if I stay there.
So is that Glock into the greater?
No, he couldn't quite reach. I'm just getting up in his face.
Fun, yeah.
So yeah,
this is what I mean. So because you're denying the charge, the air elemental, you're denying the 20-inch move. As well,
I'm not denying the charge. He's got a rear on me.
No, but you're denying it to the middle.
So, right, to the middle. Yes.
You can only shamble him up 10. Whereas if you allowed the charge even in the front, you're bringing that forward.
Yeah.
A lot faster than it could otherwise do.
And then he can bring a horde, and he can push me off. He can.
See, I keep going back. Again, you could have stopped that completely by having those ensnarers up there.
Yeah.
Because the ensnarers then would be threatening the middle point with all that unit coming.
Yeah.
As they are, there are 230 points of nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing anything, and they're just a waste.
I think I'm umming and ahhing here whether to charge the siege breakers in
to prevent him moving up.
To prevent him moving up.
See, this is the thing now that you got to do it on your terms, away from that token.
Yeah.
Whereas if he had the chance to move up there, but it's a miracle of hindsight, isn't it? But
yeah. Go on, Nick. Go on, Nick.
Go, be hungry.
But the thing is that the past few turns he's held off because I had other threats there. I had the warriors there, I had Grokgamok there.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas now they're not there, so yeah, I'm off in because he's got less to worry about if he moves up.
Yeah. And if he does it now, you've then got all you have to do is sidestep and not charge in next turns.
And he has the last turn as well, so he can do that.
Yes.
Yes, I'm losing my 3 unit strength there, but I'm locking down all of his unit strength.
Who's this attacking here now? This shooter, this is Boomers at Keris.
Yeah. I'm trying to think I did 3 damage.
Yeah, you didn't do a lot. No.
Wavered.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, I did my combat first, but then
No.
Jeff said I could go back and do the shooting because I forgot to do that.
Nice, Jeff.
Yes. I was very eager to do that. Which I think he must have regretted. No, he would have insisted that I do it anyway.
I think it's anything. It doesn't change anything.
No, that knowledge does not affect my decision there at all.
I always allow him to go back.
Yeah. The only difference is where something that's happened would affect the decision that you make.
Go to shoot or what to do. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. That's a much bigger difference.
But in this case, Keris is far away. I was never going to break the ensnarers. So that was my mistake.
All the damage on Keris.
All the damage on Keris.
Worth it, I think. Worth it to move out and get shot.
Yeah.
To shut down that side. It's like a pig mist where Kate was. Excellent. So this is...
That'll be the bigot.
The bigot doing nothing yet.
Well, that's a surprise, isn't it?
Bless him. He tried.
He tried. Well, he didn't. But he didn't need to try. He just needed to stop when moving.
I mean, Kerry's dead is a big deal, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because now...
No inspiring.
No inspiring, and you can do stuff. Don't flank.
Yeah.
You know.
A couple of points of damage to the Centurion, but nothing substantial.
Now, do you want to talk about what happens here?
Well, what happens where?
See what happens here.
Well, let's see it play out, shall we? This is a real Hail Mary thing. It's a win or lose the game situation.
Well, actually, it's also blocking, so what you were doing here...
No, because the Elemental's got a rear charge on the next turn.
Oh, yeah, it's complete, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a Hail Mary. I was going to lose the game if I didn't...
So these are Brewer Strength Warriors, are they?
These are Brewer Strength Warriors. They're hindered.
Are they hindered?
Yeah, they've gone into a forest there.
Ah, so it's falls and falls.
Yeah. It's a decent chunk of damage, about 8 damage there.
Yeah.
But...
And the Inspiring's gone. Oh yeah, this is where the mask comes in.
Yep.
So yeah, they're fine, yeah, they're fine, yeah. you can just read brutal on his lips there.
Ooh. Yeah, so that's a real Hail Mary thing.
Yeah.
I was forced into it.
Yeah.
Normally I would play for the draw.
Yeah.
If I could. And I wouldn't take a gamble like that. Because what were we saying about the average? So that's 9 hits, 4.5 damage versus, 17 nerve?
Yeah. It's not.
So I would need...
You're lucky at 12 ones. 12 ones.
11
or 12, yeah.
But I didn't need to roll much above average to do a couple more points of damage.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's not actually as...
It's not an outlandish roll, but it is a Hail Mary that I wouldn't normally have taken.
No.
However, I was forced into it because there's no way that I could go in the centre where I wouldn't be getting flanked and reared and be losing control of the centre objective.
So Elemental into the flank of it.
Yep.
Why not?
Funny thing is, he's got his Manta Dragon there. It is on a 50mm base.
Oh, is it?
It's on a trapezoid base.
I like it.
It's on a reverse pyramid. Yeah, I'm losing those siege breakers.
Oh, yeah.
But the other thing is, it's pulling everything off.
Exactly.
There. Pulling everything off. Let's think about phrasing on that one. But everything's getting taken away from further and further away from the central objective.
But there's not a lot of choice there, is it now?
No. Losing that horde was just massive.
Yeah.
But it's got no inspiring there, and inspiring is just important for stopping those fluke dice rolls.
This is what I was saying the other day, that Earth Elementals, people look at them as invincible, and they're not actually. Crushing 2 on them, it still falls. I mean, you did a bit above average, but not wild. There was a good nerve roll, but like that's what you're inspiring for, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's for stopping
flukes.
And I think he only has 2 inspiring sources in this list.
Looks like me.
Well, no, Druid, 3. Druid, Keris, and the Centurion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. But, they were in range, he had a chance to move them out of range.
So here he's positioning to take the
token.
Take the token. So the other thing that breaking those Earth Elementals did was get me the objective that was there.
So you're now at 2 apiece at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, again, actually looking at this, I was still thinking this is going to come down to a draw with you in the middle. Because
I would agree.
The Hydra, you got that point. I was still wondering how you were going to get the bottom right, and then you've got the middle. If you even can get it, because there's a lot there. Those Earth Elementals are in a very good position there.
Yeah, they're just blocking me, and those booms are going to take out Earth Elementals.
This is an interesting choice. I'm not sure I agree with that. Because you've now opened up the possibility of a double charge. That's not a choice now. Why did you do that? Any thoughts on that one?
I don't know what the exact thought process is, but even with a double charge, I would not think that I could break that.
But I don't feel you gain anything from that. Is it kill difference in Adepticon, or is it just kills?
It's kill difference.
Okay, so you're trying to preserve him.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't think he's on much damage, though.
No. Just seems an odd choice, that one, but...
But then again, he's going to be taking a flank charge from the boomers.
But if you're flank charging him with the boomers, you're ignoring the earth elementals.
But if I'm not going to take out the earth elementals, then I may as well take that flank and take him off.
Oh, yeah, just go back. Change my mind. Because what that would have opened you up to do is to do exactly what you were saying before, and out-unit strength them. So you can charge the boomers into the earth elementals and just move your chariot over. But actually, which maybe what
well, he would have had another turn of moving, so he would be able to get up in the face and block me from doing that.
Yeah, sure. Well, no, because you've got a big there.
Which is about to die.
No, but so if you hadn't moved the Centurion out of the way, which is now changed his mind and gone back, then you would have been able to charge the boomers in and have free reign with the chariot to just out unit strength this next turn. As it is, it's changed his mind and gone back into the...
No, I wouldn't. The order of things were...
Blocking anyway.
Well, yeah, he's blocking me anyway. The order of things would be that I charge in and kill the Centurion.
No, so I mean, he'd move the Centurion to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then, so you'd have gone there and there. Ignore the Centurion. Leave it to it. It's all moved anyway, because he didn't do it.
It's moved.
Yeah. He changed his mind and bravely stuck around. Now the other downside is now Sergeant Hours on the shooter.
Yeah.
Rudely killed him.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? But he can score points.
He can. So this is everything laid into the Seed Raiders?
Yep.
No, I'm upset that Grok's not managed to roll the dice in anger yet.
He's also facing the wrong way.
I know. This is a...
Into the bigots.
I'm going to kill a bigot.
Centurion into the Warlord.
Yeah, he's fine. It's a bit dicey there with the Centurion. It's not a slouch.
I think he may have been waived. No. I can't remember it.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not been taken off anyway.
No.
And it didn't need the inspiring reroll. There's not actually that much damage on him because there's only one dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's maximum 6 damage.
Yeah. Because he's 3 attacks at melee, 3.
That's just regen first.
Yep.
The 2 damage that I did.
Yeah. So this should be a very dead.
Well,
it's flanked twice, is it, and then the front?
Yeah, but again, going by the whole thing that we're saying, that it doesn't take much of a tough roll for him to...
No, I thought hitting off walls in the tower is awful.
Yeah.
You're just going to sew wrong for yourself quickly. This is turn 5, I think.
Yes.
As you say, it's pulled everything over, isn't it, is a problem. The one thing doing all this does do, of course, is if he kills the seed breakers, it frees up that air elemental.
Yes.
But that's just 1 unit strength.
Yeah,
and sat next to it.
And even if you moved it into the centre, what's he going to do? Is he going to charge my warriors? Well, they're going to hold, and they're going to...
Well, the boomers is what I was thinking, because the boomers are the ones currently holding.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the boomers.
So,
yeah.
They'll hold, exactly, yeah, so it's just the 1 unit strength that you need more. Yeah, and again, if only brought up the stairs.
Yeah, they would have been in a better position to take the centre.
They would. It's just this. I don't think he was expecting to lose that. So
No, he absolutely was not losing. He was absolutely not expecting to lose the elemental horde. He was expecting them to hold.
It's just now he's in a position where he's a turn too late.
Yeah,
Effectively to get up. A 7 might do it.
Yeah. But then I've got to turn a shooting at him first.
You've got a turn of...
I've got to turn a shooting at him. He's got Grok on his flank that he has to take into account. Can't ignore Grok Gamok.
Not the flank.
No, definitely not. And the other really interesting thing about Grok Gamok is because he's nimble, he can really...
And again, he's facing an interesting way there. So I would be facing them... Facing directly the token so you can march 10. Like that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
The interesting thing about Grok Gamok is because he's nimble, he can very easily dodge out of charge arcs.
Yeah, 12-inch move.
Yeah. He turns to face Grok Gamok, and
he's not easy to pin down.
If he doesn't like it, he will go elsewhere.
Mm. The very frustrating thing about Grok is that the things that can pin him down well, like the Beast of Nature and the Dragons, you're not going to kill them in one go.
No.
And then he will punch like hell.
Oh, yeah.
He'll one-shot Beast of Nature easily.
Well, not easily. It comes down to his very dicey nature.
Yeah, but he can do it. He can do it a lot more than most like characters could.
Oh, absolutely. With average dice, he will kill a Beast of Nature, but it doesn't take. It's that initial roll to hit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know how many times you roll to hit with 7 attacks and got 6 misses.
Especially on falls. But if you can get him hindered, that's the that's the way to deal with Grok. I found is get hit on falls, no matter what you can do.
Or just letting him do what he wants.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what? It's like at a picnic where there's bees everywhere. You say, right, we're going to leave that cake.
You can have that.
We're going to leave that one. You can have that.
This cake belongs to the ants now. So this is you checking the 10-inch march, realising it can come and contest. So this is your 6, I believe.
Yes, I think so.
Now, actually, because of the hill, you can't see the ensnarers.
No, so not with the warriors.
The warriors. You can get in the way, which is the important bit. Which I don't know, but I imagine that's what you're about to do. Is come barreling over the hill and block. Just because you need that. Oh, there you go, scoring for bugger. Yeah, that's huge there. That little unit strength critical is just massive, isn't it? It's a unit strength that is never going to be able to touch, and all of a sudden you're now out unit strength in that.
Yeah, even if he gets that horde in the centre.
Yeah.
Okay, you need your Beast of Nature there. You're not getting in there at the same turn.
Yeah.
Or not getting both units within 3 inches anyway.
So that's Grok.
Because the air elemental would have to charge. And if it charges, the ensnarers can't reach.
Yeah. And so you can't do both,
Yeah.
So by doing that, you've basically made it so it doesn't matter if they march. Interesting in the earth elemental blocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
So charge
I'm locking the earth elemental in place.
Yeah.
Because what he could have done in his turn was move the earth elemental out.
Mm.
And then the ensnarers can have a double march forward.
Yeah.
But by putting my warriors there, he can't do that.
Because I'll track you on their past. So
I don't care that I'm potentially losing my warriors.
No. So you're in a draw situation here.
Yeah.
And basically it's the token at the bottom is your last ditch win. It's 2 apiece, isn't it?
2 apiece, and I'm holding the centre.
Of course, yes, you're in a wizard situation here. So are you going for this last token now, or are you... So you're in a draw situation because the Hydra has the last one.
Potentially.
That's what I mean. Unless you can stop it. What is this Hydra? Is that another Mantic Dragon? Really?
I don't know.
It looks to do with the tail.
Might be, yeah. See, this is where I thought that the thingy had nimble.
Yeah, I think
but it doesn't. Or did I think he had nimble?
Alright, just thinking, can
Well, I'm thinking what move could
How did
potentially...
you get that to?
So what I've got is my Warlord there, who's 1 unit strength. If I move him onto that token, he would have to get both of those units on top of the token.
Yes, of course, yeah.
I've given up on being able to out-unit strength him on the token that I need to grab, so what I need to do is to stop him from claiming his token.
Can you defend rather than attack, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you reverse?
And if I can do that, all the better. So what I was trying to work out was, if that guy's got nimble, which I thought he did at the time, how can he actually get on top of the objective by going around my Warlord?
Because your Warlord's nimble, isn't he? Yeah, so you can back up and turn.
Yeah.
So touch, and you can flank him with the boomstick flank Centurion. If you're effectively giving up on the trying to get the North Earth, which is fine, yeah.
So I don't need to
you can put
my
the bigot into the to Jeff up the Hydra.
No, can't.
Oh no, that's a druid. Biggest brush. Also, you can't charge the I don't think that's your bigot.
So I'm considering here. I'm still considering whether I can actually go for it. But I think if I sidestep like that,
I suppose you're keeping them in place. You're forcing the can't move there.
Yeah. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm making sure. So my plan is to shoot the Centurion like this. And I can't remember if the Elementals have got a charge on the Warlord. Fine, they're going to take that objective there. But then I've got ours. I've got mine.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to force a stalemate in this corner. And the other thing is, if the Hydra did somehow manage to take out the Warlord, well, actually that doesn't change anything. Ignore me on that one.
Yeah. That's
So
decent. Yeah.
Yeah. 7 damage was that?
Defense 5. So that's a good chunk. Probably doesn't need many of that gun. But
Not a double one.
Definitely not double.
Was it? I thought I did kill him. Maybe I waved. Oh, I waved him.
Yeah.
Waved him. Which is what I need. Yeah, that's fine. All I need to do is to stop him from moving onto that token.
I must be close there because he's got the stain stone, so there's only one result over him. So this is not the boomers against the incinerators.
No, it's the Warriors.
Oh, I was going to say, because that's a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of ones if it was.
No, it's the Warriors.
Yes.
See, that was a duff roll. That was not good.
No. No, because they're actually very similar stats to the the Grace has actually got a point more nerve. Can't do it twice.
I think that'd be asking a bit too much, that.
Blending through rocks. What could go wrong? So this is where, and I was, going back to the people were sort of saying it was over. I mean, the charge there was a big deal, breaking them. But actually, Jeff still has a lot of units left.
Yeah.
But they're just not in positions where he can do stuff with them.
Absolutely.
So yes, your flank collapsed, but you were expecting that to happen. You gave up tokens at the top.
Yeah.
He's going to get dicey at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's last turn, then
yeah. So this is just 6. So he's basically got
potential last turn.
He's got one charge. He's got to check the Hydra to do it. I mean, he needs to do a Hail Mary charge onto the air elemental. It's the boomers.
Sorry?
He needs to do his own Hail Mary now, doesn't he, with the air elemental to the boomers. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
At this point. Because if he kills it, then that's contested at that point. very unlikely I'll kill them, but I don't see any reason not to do it.
It might not have them in arc.
Oh, potentially, yeah, we're very facing.
Because it's facing towards the, it's facing back towards his board edge. I think I moved my boomers so they were just out of arc.
Right. Again, the Shambly Flyers, every time you can have them not pull over them, do it.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to, is there?
What you say? No, I'm sure there's some reasons that it could be advantageous, but so we were talking about this before the show, and I want to bring up that I am showing some bad sportsmanship here. I'm on my phone. I have a bit of a smartphone addiction. But what's gone on here is that what you guys can't see is just below the frame of this is the laptop that's running the stream. And there's the people commenting on it. And I had glanced at the screen and seen what people were commenting, and there was quite a few people, including a couple of people that I considered mates, who were commenting about my weight. And making some very unflattering remarks about my weight, and this is me messaging them to say that I'm, not happy with what they're saying about me. But it's bad sportsmanship from me. I shouldn't be doing that mid game. If I'm going to do that, then I need to be doing it after the game.
You say that. I've never played you. Thought it was a bad sport. I don't.
No, but in this particular case, it's not good sportsmanship right now. I should be giving my full attention to my opponent, not dicking around on my phone chatting to friends.
But I mean, as a point in the comments aside, which is pretty shit. I don't like that you could see the chat anyway. Yes, yeah, interesting. I don't think it was great that you could see the chat. People will always talk about the game, and they should do. They should talk about tactics, and that's part of the enjoyment of watching it live.
And they can talk about things that you've not seen, and
exactly. So it's not great that you can see the chat either way.
Yeah. See, I'm still on my phone right now, and he's doing stuff. He's trying to.
Yeah. Now, what Jeff should do here is blatantly cheat. Now that's the correct response to this. Is just to cheat. Horrifically, I found. Just take one of your models off and see how long it takes you to realise.
But so the past couple of years, I've been on a massive drive to improve my hobby and skill. I didn't think I certainly don't think that I had any bad hobby and skill, and right now I don't think that I've got bad sports either.
No.
But what I want to do for the next year or so is work on sportsmanship, work on cleanliness of play, things like that. And
well, things like the measuring sticks are huge for that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they're not debatable, are they? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a case of.
And the spare bases as well.
Yeah. It's not a case of being that guy that's getting the millimetre. It's actually a bit more respect to players, isn't it? I find it's.
Well, there was an interesting point raised that we were discussing over the weekend. There was we were talking about lasers and how initially when they were first sort of brought into Kings of War, people were a bit iffy about the lasers. They thought it was a bit gamey. And I saw someone criticise a player who they said was known to use the laser a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, initially, that's the thing. It was seen as a bit of a negative thing. Then people started actually using it. Oh, actually, that works. That's really good. That's really useful.
I think the interesting thing is, I think we're so used to games played on clocks these days.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. If you want to spend your entire time with the laser and measuring, that's absolutely fine, because that's your time you're wasting.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe seen as a different thing when it's in both your time.
Sure.
Which is why I love the clock. I think if I want to play precisely, then that's fine.
Yeah. If my opponent wants to measure stuff on my time, fine, but I'm doing my stuff while they're doing it.
I think a lot of things are solved by the clock.
Yeah.
I love the chess clock. The chess clock is the reason that Kings of War is a better game than Warhammer to me.
Really?
Yeah. Almost
not like everything else.
I think the point was that I played Warhammer to a level where I was just a tournament player, so I didn't find it as confusing and stupid and ridiculous because I never learnt the game or anything other than that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of issues.
Yeah.
But I never didn't enjoy the game because of it. The only time I hated games with Warhammer was somebody who was playing the clock against me.
Right.
Or a few well-known opponents that if a game got past turn 4, then it was an amazing achievement because they had an army that required so minute movement, whereas mine was an army that would win the game in turn 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And so if you get turn 5 and 6, you lost every single time. And I have been on top tables and lost because the game literally got to the end of his turn 4 and I didn't get turn 4.
Yeah, see, that's just such an alien concept to me. I can't.
And I got to the point where I'm banging the table and saying, "Play faster."
Yeah.
And how we had judges over and refs over, and there's nothing you can do. And that's it. I'm sorry.
And that's the game. No, is it?
Yeah. So, you know, we certainly charged the elemental in.
Didn't do anything. Wasn't expecting it to.
Warriors are both alive. So the big thing here, the Hydra didn't kill. It was like it wavered your warlord.
Yeah, which I was fine with. There's no turn 7.
But didn't kill it, and you don't get, So token wise, the two at the bottom are both still held.
Both of them are contested.
Yeah, so no one has either of them. You have the middle, and then you've got 2 each there.
Yeah.
So again, it came down to the middle.
Yeah.
As I said, a lot with the scenario.
Yeah.
It does.
And it came down to that Hail Mary, which worked out. It was unlikely to work, but I mean, I was forced into it. Normally I would play for the draw, but...
It was the elemental, wasn't it, of course? Because otherwise you would have been contesting it, and you might have done it the next turn, but as you say, it was the elemental. Elemental into the rear would have... Well,
it depends how the other stuff would have gone. I probably wouldn't have charged the siege breakers in. If the...
yeah, it was an element, I should say.
Lots of things would have gone differently if I hadn't taken that Hail Mary. And I think it would have been a draw at best.
Well, if everything would have happened at the bottom as it did, it would have most likely been a draw.
Yeah.
I think you were right to take it. Sorry, because you don't think you lost anything by doing it.
I was going to lose regardless.
Yeah.
And then I had a chance. It was a small chance that it would work.
Yeah.
I think Jeff regretted giving me that chance.
Weirdly, kind of why. So yeah.
He never stopped going on about it the rest of the tournaments.
Yeah. But it looked like it was a good game. It was
a really good game, yeah.
It was a close game. It was a very close game, came down to. I mean, it wasn't a draw. That's for a change.
First time we played, it's not been a draw.
Yeah.
I'm never playing Jeff again, that's it. That's finished.
Done now, what record done.
But, Jeff's always a pleasure to play. He's a real gentleman. He's, he said that I'd go back and do my shooting when I went through to the fighting with the siege breakers against the Naiads. Let me go back and do my shooting against Keris. It's a fantastic opponent. I love playing Jeff. So it really saddens me that I'm never going to play him again.
Yeah, I know. No, it's a good opening game, I think, with this. It was a good one to watch. Good one to on the stream as well, actually. It's a shame about the picture quality, and not that anything to the streamers. It's just this is how good webcams look. You can't see Jeff's arm anymore, and your army, because I think you played very well, didn't you, in painting as well?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was a lot higher than what I expected, especially given the speed of the army.
Yeah,
I think the extras that I did for the army helped nudge it over the top.
Yeah, but that's all.
That's the best army award. It's not necessarily best painted. It depends on the event.
Yeah. List-wise, your boomers, I think, are absolutely key here, aren't they?
Yes.
That was a massive swing for you. Having that range to here was huge.
Oh yeah.
If there'd been more warriors or something like that, it'd be a very different game, wouldn't it? More boomers.
More boomers. The chariots, it's a bit of speed, but it's 12 attacks.
My issue with the chariots is, and I'm not sure what points the chariots are, but
170.
They're actually cheaper than the boomers are now, though. Anything the chariots do, the boomers do better. Because they've got the same sort of range projection. They're not slouches in combat, they're not... There's a lot of things that... They come with that built-in extra nerve, they don't need all the tools to get them to get that kind of nerve. yeah, they can just. You only get one boom horde, you get a boom horde from the sergeant and that sort of point.
Well, yeah, I was looking at it. It was stuff like I could take a boomer horde. I could take because the other one to reconsider would be the warlord. So if he's not got rallying 2,
yeah, do you need all that?
Do I need the warlord? So then it becomes an army standard bearer instead, or something.
Yeah.
Or Nogga, whatever his face is.
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah.
And that'll be really interesting.
Because he's been enchanting Grok to keep him vicious. For all of them. What's that? I'm now pushing 4 vicious. How about you, sir? Oh.
But yeah, really good game. Really enjoyable.
Yeah, good to watch back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully people can follow along and actually understand half what we're saying. We'll not go on to the trailer for the Joker.
Yep.
That's the next video. But no.
So, thank you very much everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed that.
Our ramblings.
Yeah.
Sorry I missed the end of the games, but I can't think about what. A game that is now long dead. Yeah. Yep,
good game. Adepticon, fantastic. Really enjoyed myself.
Yeah. We're hoping to go next year. Yeah. Year after. Somewhere with America.
Well, we've got to stop going to their tournaments because
it's too hard. Yeah, it's getting upsetting for them, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, we keep taking all their spots at tournaments.
Yeah, we do.
First and second at Lone Wolf, second at Adepticon,
Shit, yeah, we've got to let them win Lone Wolf.
We've got to let them win Lone Wolf.
We're having a fallow year, they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to follow you.
Yeah. Right, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for watching.
June, stop all. Come to our tournament. You can try win our tournaments. You can try.
You can try. Cheers then.